Afternoon, folks. Today we find ourselves at the annual Shiawassee truck show. We've got one of our diesel porn apparel trucks here. It's our Western Star. Looking around, we've got a lot better turnout than several years ago. Every year it seems to be growing even more. If you're out here, you'd see that we've got our very own diesel porn apparel booth. And along with it, the creator and owner of diesel porn apparel, Chris LaFave. How's it going, Chris?
Good.
So, got a bunch of these t-shirts that you've created. Why don't you tell us about some of them and where you got the ideas from?
Got the ideas from everyday life within our business. We decided 3 weeks before on-away truck races that we were going to start doing this. I designed them all, sent them all out, had them made, and it took us about 3 weeks to put it together. Different things that we've heard in the industry is all it was. Got the Got Torque single-sided, diesel born, diesel bred, diesel porn. It's a two-sided with our logo on the front, on the left chest. Diesel porn apparel for the women and a ladies V-neck. The throttle down, boost up, that's how we light it up. It's a single-sided. And then we've got a standard diesel porn apparel for the guys. Sweatshirts and gray, all of them come in gray, white, and black right now. Diesel porn apparel sweatshirts in gray and black.
I gotta interject on that one. I gotta tell you guys, if you've got a little lady in your life and you buy that, I guarantee she's gonna steal it all the time. They are comfy.
And then two types of trucker hats. We got the brown and the green trucker hats, the snapback hats. Diesel porn, Velcro hats, and then we also have the fitted. Mine's kind of dirty. New era fitted hats in a couple different sizes, and then our diesel porn stickers.
Now, as far as the hat goes, being that we're friends, I know about your big head. How comfortable is that hat?
Great. These are. I've never been able to have a hat that fits me correctly. These are. This is a large, extra large. So you get them in small, medium, medium large, and large, extra large. And supposedly there's a 2X that we're looking at to get those for some of the people that have even bigger heads than mine.
Well, there you go, folks. That's the gist of what we've got so far, and we've got more stuff to come. But without further ado, let's start the show. Our first interview took place with Mike Sigafoose. He was very nice in showing us his truck, and we were very thankful for the opportunity to view it, especially when he showed us those smoking stacks. So we'd like to thank him again. Also, folks, if you're enjoying the footage that we're giving you and the interviews and the insight, please give us a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Here with Mike Sigafoose as Peterbilt. He was just showing off for us a little bit, making it rain a little black soot. Loved it. Mike, what can you tell us about this here Peterbilt?
It's a 2001 379. It was, I don't know if you know the company or not, but Steelcase out of Grand Rapids ordered the truck from PACCAR. They've ran it for 11 years, been through an overhaul with them. I bought it in 2000, let's see, we're 19, 18, about 2016, 17 spring. Ran it. Not too much, but I had the engine turned up a bit, replaced transmissions, clutches, usual stuff.
Yeah, typical.
Had redid the exhaust. It's a 7-inch Lincoln straight pipe. Bumpers are 20-inch box, Texas style. Been in an accident, so here in July, did a bunch of body work on it. So changed the headlights, fenders, did the black stripe down the side.
Nah, that's gorgeous. I like the color scheme on this truck.
Not exactly what I had in mind when I started the project, but that's what my budget allowed, so.
You work with what you got, and you came out with something pretty nice.
Just got to do it one piece at a time.
That's how you get it done. Now, this truck here, what does this normally haul on a normal basis, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I usually pull 48-foot flatbed. I'll bring anything out of Michigan, usually right now being this time of the year, and we have loads coming back out west, but I go to Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Usually oil field equipment going out, ag stuff coming back.
She is gorgeous. Now, is there anything that you do, kind of like your own special little tricks to keep her running a little bit better?
Well, I had Diesel Freaks go through the computer, and they turned it up to 625 horse.
Nice.
So basically, I set the cruise at 70, and it doesn't matter what's behind it; it just goes anywhere.
Now, other than that,
It's all stock.
all stock.
Stock turbo. I mean, other than the straight pipes, stock intake.
It always amazes me what they can do with computers nowadays on these. Back in the day, you have to tune up the pumps and you have to do all kinds of crazy stuff, change out injectors and different exhaust and all that stuff. And you can get a lot of this horsepower just by simply tuning a computer nowadays. It's insane. But all right, well, Mike, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, not a problem.
As we were wandering the show, going through the rows and rows of beautiful trucks, we happened to notice this big red giant and what appeared to be a bar made out of a horse trailer. So naturally, we had to go get the story on this. When we went up there, we were met by a nice gentleman named Tyler Zeller, who was all too eager to show us his truck, and we are thankful for that, folks. That is the type of attitude that we love. So let's check out what he's got. I'm here with Tyler Zeller, and as soon as our cameraman Austin turns around, you're going to see he's got quite a setup on this rig. Tyler, why don't you go ahead and give us a rundown on this rig?
Well, it's a 2015 T800 glider, got C15 cat motor in it. It's a 2016, actually 2017 55-ton Eager Beaver tri-axle lowboy. It's got a 4th axle flip for it to all your tonnage. And then this is my wife's great-grandfather's Farmall. It's a 1951 Farmall C. And then this is our horse trailer that we're turning into a bar, concession stand, whatever you want to do with it. Just a little hobby, something to do at night, you know.
Nice.
Just something to do with a long story behind it, you know.
You got a short version of that long story?
Yeah, basically where we got married, this horse was sitting in the wood, or this trailer was sitting in the woods. Ever since I was a little kid, I knew the guy, and he gave it to us and told us to scrap it. So we took it. He thought that we scrapped it and we redid it. And when I was a little kid, there was a story behind it that right here, there's holes in the front end of it. And I'll never forget when he came by, he said, "The commie bastards," he said, "some kid shot my trailer." They shot holes in the front end of it. So we took the trailer and redid it, and we made it the Z's Poor Horse. Something to do, you know. And the day of our wedding, the tractor and the trailer, after we said our I do's, came around the corner. And he was flabbergasted of what we did, you know. And it was my wife's great-grandpa's. Her grandpa had it for, probably 20 years, and he passed away 2 years ago. So we went and bought it from her grandma. It was dilapidated. It was almost scrap. So before the wedding, the summer before, I worked every morning on it, getting it redone, rebuilt, getting everything taken care of on it. And a guy named Stephen Wilkins down south of here painted the tractor for me. And when we said our I do's, it came around the corner also, and none of her family knew about it. So, like right here, it's got, on the front end, it's got the animal. That was her grandpa's nickname, was the animal. And then we got married on October 27th, 2018. So we got our date on there.
What can you tell me about the truck? What's this thing do on a normal daily basis?
The truck, every day is different for it. It'll either pull a quad axle rock box for hauling demolition, debris, concrete, asphalt, stuff like that. Or else it'll pull a 1010 East aluminum lead and pup for hauling fill sand, gravel, you know, whatever you need with it. And then it'll haul lowboy. It depends on the day. Every day it's hooked to something different, you know. So, and everything we got's red, and, you know, if it ain't red, leave it in the shed, you know.
Love that little slogan, man.
We usually, I don't like dealing with the airbags, leveling valves, none of that stuff. So we keep it old school and simple.
Oh, you've got some serious leaf springs
yep,
on there.
13 leaf walking beam, Hendrickson suspension under it. Heck, you get 12 inches of travel each way with your axle. That way, if you want, we do a lot of like demolition down in the city of Flint and stuff like that, and we're off-road a lot, so airbags for us isn't really good.
Yeah.
We need the articulation of your axles, you know, so you can lock them in and just keep rolling.
I know, we have a gravel train company too called Southeastern Mulch and Recycling.
All right.
And we do a lot of off-road kind of stuff, and we do have airbags. Yeah, it is constant maintenance with air valves and fittings.
Exactly.
And
valves going bad, equalizers. Oh my goodness! We got another short double that we got, just a Sterling and 2 leveling valves on it. Last week we had a fit with them valves going back and forth, pumping the system up, blowing stuff off. And with this, even in the middle of wintertime, you ain't got to worry about airing up. Your suspension is right there. It's done, you know. Even if you're froze down, leaf springs ain't going to air up or go down, you know. So that's what makes it nice.
So there's an option for you, folks.
Yeah.
Airbags or leaf springs.
Leaf springs. A little bit rougher ride, but hey, you get your day cab. You have air ride cab, air ride seats, both adjustable, you know. It is what it is, hey. You know,
Now this is Kenworth. What do you got under the hood again?
C15 Cat. Yep, it was built as a glider. My grandfather owns the business, and my dad and him let me build the truck the way I wanted it, basically. So Mike Sigafoose from Saginaw Kenworth, when I told him I wanted a walk-in beam suspension, he kind of laughed at me. He was a kid. He said, "You want your back to hurt all the time, you know?" But I wanted something that'll work. You know, I want a workhorse. I didn't care about that. And it don't ride too bad. You get the weight up on the rear end, you know. And any other tractor on the road, you can't get any weight on your front steers.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to bounce a little bit in the front end, you know. So we got an 18,000 pound front end under it, just in case we get some weight on it, you know. So, nothing runs like a cat. I love it. They leak a little bit, but hey, it's screaming power.
They can be expensive, but they do have the power. I always joke that CAT stands for can't afford this.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? When it comes to the end of the day, when you really need that pull, they've got they do have some serious power.
Yep.
So
I mean, it's only I think like 550, 560 horse, but got 455 rear ends in it. And it tops out about 70 mile an hour, but hey, it'll pull 55 tons, 70 mile an hour. You know, in a heartbeat. So
that's where it counts.
18-speed training in it. So ready to split and get.
Well, Tyler, thank you very much for your time. It was very generous of you to pull this out so everyone at home could see it.
All right,
and I love the story behind the horse trailer. So, you know, I'll watch out for those commie bastards.
Oh yeah, anytime.
Have a good one, sir.
Have a great day.
A couple trucks down from Tyler, we happened to notice some incredible graphics on these 2 trucks. We had to go get the story on them and find out what it was. When we got down there, it was Bob Nathalie. And man, you want to talk about enthusiasm. I could barely start hitting the button on the recorder before he started going off about his trucks. He was a very nice gentleman, and again, we love the enthusiasm. So thanks again, Bob.
We started building. I've never owned a new truck. We just have always bought old and build them up, and we've gotten fairly good at it over the years. We've had a lot of practice. This truck here was a big Aerodyne over-the-road truck. We cut the sleeper off, we cut the roof off, put a new roof on it, put a back panel on it, shortened the frame 4 foot, and now we haul 8-axle asphalt trailer with it.
I love the paint scheme that you guys went with. The graphics.
The paint's black. The black is paint. The rest of it's all graphics. My son has been in the graphic business. Traveled all over the world doing vinyl. He always prints the vinyl up for us. Makes our floors. You'll have to get a picture of the floor in them. They're a custom printed floor.
I haven't heard of that one yet.
Yeah. This truck was a big sleeper truck. Somebody had took the sleeper off from it. I paid $8,000 for this truck a year ago. It had a piece of sheet metal on the back of the cab. replaced several panels on it, straightened it out, shortened the frame on this one about 3 foot, put it back together, and that's the finished product.
Now your son did this one too, you said?
Yep, we just put them graphics on Thursday night.
That's actually, your son does very good work. What's the name of his company?
edgewraps.com. You can find him on the internet.
You hear that, folks?
Look
at that.
He's pretty good in the vinyl industry. He can wrap anything, make it look new.
Gorgeous. Now, you had said that you never bought a new truck, but what was the very first truck that you ever owned?
73 cab over Kenworth with torsion bar suspension. I was a farm boy. I never drove a truck. I went and bought a truck, went to Detroit, leased a trailer. I went to Toledo to lease a trailer. Went up to Carlton, loaded a load of glass material for skyscrapers, and taught myself how to drive going to Houston, Texas.
Well, that's a heck of a rig to teach yourself on.
Yeah, that was a miserable old truck. I had no clue what I was doing. I bought a truck that was miserable, but I drove it for 3 years and upgraded. Drove that truck for $1 million. The second truck, I put well over 1 million miles on it, and been at it 41 years now. Been broke 28 of them, but I don't care. Some of the best times of my life was when we was living paycheck to paycheck.
Hey, being rich doesn't exactly mean how much money you got. It's how your life is going.
That's right. We've lived a good life. The Lord's blessed us in a lot of ways, and we just enjoy the hell out of what we do.
Now, in all your years of trucking, I always like to ask guys, what out of all the trucks that you've had in your experience, what's the one that was your favorite? The truck that you loved the most?
I had an 86 Freightliner conventional that I put a lot of long hours over the road hauling LTL freight, run all over the east half of the United States and Canada. It was back in the day, there was 1,600 of us brokers leased to that same company, and there was always several loads going in the same direction. Had a lot of good friends. We had a lot of fun running down the highway middle of the night, cutting up, carrying on.
That's what the life's about, man.
Yeah.
Either quick local runs or getting to see the country.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything. Last 15 years has just strictly been hauling these 8 axles, hauling asphalt, trying to build the roads up here in Michigan. But I paid my dues over the road years ago.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the interview.
Yeah.
And beautiful trucks.
Thank
you. By
you.
the way, what was your name again?
Bob.
Bob
Nathalie. Nathaly.
Bob Nathalie. Bob Nathalie, folks. We here at Diesel Porn really appreciate all the hours that go into modifying your trucks with all the lights and everything else that you do, graphics and chrome and diamond plate and such. But man, when somebody takes something that's not a truck and turns it into one, let alone a replica, we got mad love for that. So let's check it out. Alright, we're here with Gene and Steve Maynard, and I gotta tell you, this is a pretty original looking little truck here. I'm just gonna let them describe it, because, well, take a look.
Well, we started this project about 10 years ago, pretty near, wasn't it?
Pretty close.
10 years ago, we seen one similar in Florida, and on the way home, I bought a golf cart, and 2.5 years later, we built it. We finished it.
Now, I notice, it's Peterbilt, so I'm guessing you guys have a place in your heart for Peterbilts. Yep.
That's the
Yep.
Peterbilt.
So is this modeled after this
Yes,
truck?
it is. Yes, it is. That's why it's so special.
Ah.
The color and the graphics and everything are pretty much the same.
Now, how many years have you guys been trucking?
Oh, over 40 years. We're basically farmers, but I've had a semi-haul grain with for over 40 years.
Hey, it's still trucking. No
Still
matter how you want to
trucking.
count it. But is this? Do you pretty much follow him around in this all day and tell him, get back to work?
Not exactly. Not exactly.
He's the driver, I'm the mechanic.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm not. Everybody thinks it should be the other way around, and it's not.
It's just how you perceive it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
About how many hours of work do you guys have into this thing?
You don't count.
Just
You
2.5
don't
years.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
here and
Everybody
there.
says, well, you should count your hours, and it's like if we counted the hours, we'd been done a long time ago.
Like-
We'd
like
just
the-
give up and
When we
quit.
had the seats made for them, we waited 8 months for somebody to make them for us.
Oh.
So here you sit waiting for somebody to do stuff.
Yeah, that can be
And-
the tricky part
And
sometimes.
this is all special made, and we had to buy everything individually. We had to basically build everything.
So, how much of the actual fabrication did you guys have to do? Like
It started out as a club car golf cart,
Okay.
like a 2009, had 18 hours on it. We had it 19 inches on the front and 27 inches on the back. And on the front, we added it so we could put different suspension, bigger tires on it. On the back, it's all air ride. It's got a leveling valve on it, just like a truck. So as soon as you turn the compressor on, it airs up. It's got a posi rear end in it, and then the back axle itself is air axle.
It picks
So it's
up.
got 2 bags to put down pressure and a bag to lift it up off the ground. And then it's got with the air system, to make it road legal, you had to have a secondary brake other than just the pedal. So it's actually got air brakes on it.
Okay. Now, I can't help but notice the easy shifter. So, is that pretty much just for effect, or is this thing
Effect.
actually just
Got your attention.
It's a nice little touch. I love the little attention to detail to a lot of the stuff on
That
this.
was something that we bought. We didn't actually make that. That's one of the few things that we didn't do ourselves or in our shop. Fuel tanks are like dune buggy spun aluminum tanks. The guys that do the polishing for them, he sanded on them, took them all the way down, polished them, and that's where the gas is.
Nice.
Both tanks are hooked together. The exhaust is split right off the engine, so it comes out the pipes. Sounds the way it does. The hood actually, just like a Peterbilt hood. So it all opens up. The air compressors are under there. We got brakes on the front. Typically a golf cart will weigh about 650 pounds. This one weighs about 1,600.
Oh man.
And everything's aluminum on it for the most part. When we started it, the guy that we got the golf cart through, he says, club car's the best there is. The problem is they're aluminum. Nobody welds aluminum. Well, that's not an issue. You find us one and we weld aluminum.
There you go.
The actual grill on this come off a Peterbilt truck, full size.
You just
And
nip a section and
we just
make it fit.
formed it to make it fit, and looks like it's natural on there.
Is there a story behind that hood ornament there?
We do pig roast. Yeah,
Do a pig roast.
we're the one that cook the pig. We do pig roast. We raise pigs.
Okay. Well, that explains it.
So that's a little bit of story.
Man, like I said, I just can't get over the detail. I mean, you guys have the overhead lights, you've got the horns, you've got the shifter.
It was hard to get lights in proportion to the size of the vehicle.
Oh, I can
It's
imagine.
roughly half scale. It's what it is. Found the roof lights half scale, the headlights half scale, the exhaust are 3-inch. We have 6-inch on the big truck, and everything is roughly half scale.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a little brother. I mean, if you look at this truck and you look at this truck,
Pretty
the
close.
attention to detail is incredible on this. because I have seen smaller trucks that people have built like this with golf carts, but most of the time it's like, we made it look kind of like a truck. I mean, this is like you said, it's almost like half scale. So, well, thank you guys very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
Good talking to you.
good talking to you too. And you guys enjoy the show, okay?
Thank you.
All right, folks. I know you're anxious to see the rest of the stuff that we got at Shiawassee. It was a great show, and we want to show it to you. It's all going to be coming up in the next episode. That has a bunch of the truck pulls and the tractor pulls and much more. Tons of stuff. Not to mention, we've got the light parade coming. So always keep an eye out for fresh episodes. And if you like our show, give us a like, a subscribe, and remember to check out our cool merch. Till then, keep on trucking.